tried listening to audiobooks while taking a shower or eating breakfast. It works for me. Oh yes, definitely. So very quickly, a lot of us have a different, different ways of learning. There are people who are visual, there are people who are auditory, and then there are people who are kinetic. So these are the three main things. So visual meaning you learn much easier when you see things, like when you're reading a book or maybe watching a movie. And then there are people who easily learn through listening. And then there are people who are can easily learn through experience by touching things, by doing things. So those are the kinesthetic. So wherever you fall, you need to identify that for yourself. So if audiobook is easy for you, then most likely you are auditory, and you can take advantage so that you can learn much faster as well. Of course, if you can combine different capabilities, then it's also very good. Good. Thanks for commenting that, Jen.
What is mindfulness and why do we need to practice it? So yeah, so I think it's very similar to my answers earlier as well. But okay, let me share something that is really more personal for me. And I just got exposed. I started learning about mindfulness, I think 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And it started off as, like just attending a small group and really knowing about it, theoretically. And then that exercise that we did, so I learned it from there. And I loved it, how soft and compassionate it is as a practice, and at the same time very powerful. And so I wanted to explore more and I wanted to go deeper. And in that group they introduced this silent meditation retreat. The name is called Vipassana. And so Vipassana is basically the translation of Vipassana is to see things as it is, to see things as it is. And then from, of course, I researched it, I Googled it. What intrigued me in Vipassana, because they showed a video, is that they did Vipassana inside a prison. They taught, the criminals how to meditate, specifically Vipassana. And their life changed. A huge percentage of them, they totally changed their lives. And it was so fascinating. I was like, oh wow, like I want to do that, And so what I learned from Vipassana is that it is one of the oldest and most original, I wouldn't say most, but according to them, it is the purest way of meditation that Buddha taught. But the interesting thing is that Vipassana is not, religious, or it's like what I said, meditation is a tool. And when Buddha taught it to people, is as a tool, like a strategy on how you can be happier in life, how you can, lift up your life and get out of suffering. So that's basically the purpose of meditation when Buddha taught it. So I went. Before I actually went, because it's a 10-day meditation retreat and they have rules. So one is that it's a silent retreat, so meaning you won't speak, you won't talk to anyone. You are also not encouraged to look at, the other participants. And then you cannot bring any electronic devices with you. You cannot bring any books, notebooks. You cannot write as well. So it's just you're just there as yourself. And then you also we as a participant, you will eat vegetarian food, so meaning no meat. And I love meat. And then yeah, so then finally it's like, like it's 10 and a half days. So and interestingly, because a lot of people were telling me, it's like, wow, 10 days silent, you're not gonna be talking, like how to do that. But I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about, the vegetarian food. It's like, can I last 10 days without eating meat? so so it was like, okay, never mind, I really want to do this. And then so I signed up and I went there. And Vipassana is free, by the way. So everything, your lodging, the food is totally free. You don't need to pay for the program as well. Basically, what you need to pay for is, going to that place, and then after that, it's all free. So yeah, I was like fascinated about this thing, and then I did it. And one thing, of course, is that I got over that fear of like, oh my god, I won't be able to eat meat for 10 days. And because, totally like, I was able to do it. The fascinating thing is what happened was a lot of the things shifted in my life after that. So one is that, like, food, my relationship with food, became transformational. It's like totally different. And then two, a lot of things that I wanted now made sense. Like, now whatever I'm doing right now in the moment, I can clearly see that it's actually not aligned to what I wanted in life. And so a lot of things changed, even health wise, like what kind of food that I eat, what kind of food that I drink. A lot of that changed. And just like that, so when I got out of Vipassana, complete immediate change. And so that was very, very fascinating to me. And then I had a lot of beliefs that is totally kind of like wacko, like a tattoo. So this is my tattoo that came from Vipassana. This actually means impermanence, so meaning nothing is permanent, and I got it from there. A lot of things change, and I used to be someone who despise, and I had a, like, this perception of people who have tattoos are bad people. That totally changed as well. I'm so thankful for that program as well. I think the answer to the why question is, why do we need to practice mindfulness or meditation, is because it's really transformational. The better you become at it, it's really, the result that you're going to expect is sometimes going to be like unexpected, but for sure it's going to be transformational. I can only share my story because each and every one of us will have different experiences as well. How can meditation help when I have to deal with problems? So I think the biggest thing is, again, going back to emotions, is instead of making decisions based on emotions or impulse, what happens is that when we are mindful and when we, meditate, then we pause. And that's the biggest thing that you can take from, well, not the biggest, one of the things that you can get from meditation is the power of pausing. Pause. Because we don't need to always make decisions very, very fast, right? So I know the society nowadays say, oh, must be, and I'm also like that. I'm quite impatient. It's like, oh, go, 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 go. You need to make decision now. You need to make decision now. And so I have to recognize that for myself as well, and I have to really slow down and pause so that I can make better decisions. Of course, there's no assurance that is the perfect decision or I'm gonna get it 100% right, but I am 100% sure that if I slow down and I pause, my decision becomes better. So that is guaranteed. So that will definitely help when you have to deal with problems, especially if the problems causes you negative emotions. So the best thing that you can do is to really, step back and pause. And if you have, a meditation practice, you can also do that, like 1 minute, 2 minute meditation, just to breathe and feel your body, be present. That will definitely help you in, solving your problems and dealing with your problems as well.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.